Good morning. Welcome to the 13th Annual Game Developers Conference. I kind of like this animation up here. I hope you like it too. It's a new thing for this year. I'm Jennifer Polka. I'm the director of the Game Developers Conference, and I'm really pleased to see so many familiar faces here this year. Also, so many new faces. It's also unusual to see you guys so early in the morning. I want to give you a big round of applause for getting up. Thank you very much. For those of you who are new this year, I want to encourage you guys to take the time this week to really meet the people around you. The people who attend this conference really are who makes it special. And these developers, programmers, audio specialists, writers, producers, publishers, and all-around creators are really a wealth of knowledge and can open doors for you. For those of you who make the GDC a yearly pilgrimage, I think you'll also find that new doors are opening for you. One of the most exciting opportunities you'll learn about this week is the emergence of new gaming systems that offer developers the power to create experiences that were not possible on earlier hardware. Our keynote speaker today will be telling you about one such opportunity. Like the GDC itself, our speaker has a rich history in the interactive entertainment world, having held such key roles at industry giants like Atari and Sony. Now Bernie Stolar is leading Sega as they launch the Dreamcast system here in the United States. And I'd like to give a warm welcome to Bernie Stolar of Sega.
Thank you, Jennifer. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the gaming industry, to GDC. I'm Bernie Stolar, President and Chief Operating Officer of Sega of America. I had a friend once tell me, go big or go home, and I'm here to tell you Sega is going big. With Dreamcast, we're aiming high, and I'm here to challenge you to dream big and to tell you that everything you know about video gaming is about to change, thanks to Dreamcast. Sega is going to take back market share from Sony and Nintendo with Dreamcast. I believe that Sega, because of its heritage in game development, can win back its position as it has in the past. Every retailer believes it. The media believes it, and consumers can't wait. We've already come close to selling 1 million units in Japan, and the U.S. launch will take place this fall. I've been in this industry a long time and have seen a lot of changes. Dreamcast is truly revolutionary. Sega Dreamcast opens up a new world for developers, players, and the entire video game industry. At Sega, we are out to change the way people think about video game hardware and software. And I know Dreamcast is the platform that will change more than a few minds. The good news is that the change holds huge promise for all of us in the industry. Every one of us, manufacturers, developers, publishers, retailers, and consumers will benefit from the change in the video game industry today. Like they say in the movies, hold on, folks, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're dreaming big and we're delivering big. We're going to go beyond what has ever been done before, and let me show you how. What you just saw is all possible today with Dreamcast. What made that possible is Dreamcast's revolutionary and evolutionary technology. Dreamcast is the first internet gaming console. Dreamcast is built for change. It can grow, change, and evolve with the gamer's needs, demands, and wants. Dreamcast is expandable and upgradable with more than just peripherals. Not only is the operating system built for constant change, the largest system memory we have ever given Dreamcast allows for internet downloads of information that can enhance the performance of the machine or the games played on it. In a word, Dreamcast is alive as the games you develop. The games can live much like you do. They can learn your strategies, learn your style, and grow from it. Let me tell you how Sega is going to support you in creating your games. We will provide you 360-degree support for your Dreamcast titles. You will have dedicated account people to keep things right on track. Your engineering group can contact our engineering group 24 hours a day. You will have your choice of development environments to speed development. Dreamcast development tools support extremely fast graphics, audio, digital, video, network gaming, and high bandwidth peripheral input. The high bandwidth opens doors to true force feedback or other new gaming devices we may have not even conceived of yet, but are hidden in the back of your minds. At Sega, we talk to people like you to find out what you need and what is the one thing that always tops your wish list. More RAM. Dreamcast's dedicated 26 megs of memory are unsurpassed in the video game industry. No longer will you have to use low-quality 3D models or steal memory from audio to create the graphics of your dreams. Dreamcast's proprietary GD-ROM allows for bigger, better games on one disk. Imagine what you can do with more than 1 gig of storage. Whole new worlds will open up for you and your creations. Again, remember, dream big. Many people have asked us why we have not built a DVD into Dreamcast. It's a simple question of economics. History tells us that most consumers will not buy a $350 video game machine, and most won't buy game software that costs $125. Does Dreamcast have DVD in its future? Absolutely. When DVD reaches a comfortable price point for consumers and developers, that's when we'll add DVD to Dreamcast. Another unique Dreamcast feature is the visual memory unit. This also opens new doors to you by expanding the gaming experience beyond the home. You can now create games that capitalize on the VMU's portability. Gamers can save characters or special plays and swap them with other Dreamcast gamers. They can take games and characters to a friend's house or to a local arcade. The VMU also means that you can create mini-games that enhance and extend standard gameplay elements. These games within games might take many forms. For an example, a player might store a character in the VMU to teach its secret moves or new fighting techniques. Those moves could later be put to use on the console or on the internet. The possibilities are nearly endless with the VMU. It's up to you, the developers, to dream big with this new capability. I want to share with you another example of Dreamcast's ongoing evolution and growth. When Dreamcast launched in Japan last November, it shipped with a 33.6K modem. Since the launch just 4 short months ago, we have been able to develop new, inexpensive modem technology that allows us to bring a 56K modem to the Dreamcast, available for its U.S. launch this fall. This modem upgrade is a prime example of how Dreamcast can grow to meet developers and gamers' needs. Dreamcast functionality gives supreme flexibility to game development, whether it be a game with internet options or upgrades, or a game that lives entirely on the internet. There is no limit to what can be done on the online environment. The internet component of Dreamcast means that the game you develop will have a longer shelf life. Do you want to add a character, a plot twist, or some new set of powers? If you put them on the network, players will come. Now let's talk about the arcade. This year we have an industry first. A game from its inception created for a home console first, then taken to the arcade in picture-perfect form. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to show you Power Stone from Capcom.
Power Stone!
The significance of this game cannot be denied. It clearly displays the power of the Dreamcast technology. Perfect translations of arcade to home games and home to arcade games. Dreamcast arcade technology is called Naomi. Based on the same architecture as the home unit, Naomi fully realizes the arcade experience in the home, Translations are seamless and exact. All the details from the original remained intact, no skimping on backgrounds, audio, or game features. It is something never before realized on a video game console. And don't think that because Naomi games are based on a home console that they will underperform when stacked up against arcade technology. Dreamcast itself pushes more polygons than Sega's own Model 3 arcade board, has a faster frame rate and more dynamic audio. Play House of the Dead 2 in the arcade and let me know what you think. My email address is bernard.stolar@sega.com. Oh, I'm in trouble. For the launch of Dreamcast this fall, we'll have 10 to 12 first and third-party games in all the popular genres. Those titles will include games like Sonic, Virtual Fighter 3, kart racing, football, basketball, House of the Dead, and Geist. Sega has an in-house development team of more than 3,000 people hard at work right now, and they are creating games that push the limits of the system. In Japan, North America, and Europe, industry legends such as Naka, Suzuki, and Miyaguchi are creating landmark software for Dreamcast. They're in good company with an outstanding list of third-party publishers. We have already announced Acclaim, Accolade, Capcom, GT Interactive, Hasbro Interactive, Interplay, Microprose, Midway, Mindscape, Namco, Take-Two, and THQ. Even our arcade rival Konami has pledged support for Dreamcast. Right now, worldwide, more than 100 companies are developing games for the system. At launch, look for Mortal Kombat 5 and Ready to Rumble from Midway, Castlevania from Konami, Power Stone from Capcom, and Soul Calibur from Namco. My commitment to you, retailers, and ultimately consumers is that every Dreamcast title will be breakthrough. To give you a taste of the quality that we expect from Dreamcast, let me show you two of our first-party titles for Sega Sports. Both are created by Visual Concepts. You'll be able to see from the following footage the amazing level of detail the game designers were able to achieve using Dreamcast. We view Dreamcast as being alive. It is a living organism that can grow as the player grows. Our technology is so advanced that it lets developers create games that can actually adapt to the user, creating unique experiences that involve all of the player's senses. Dreamcast has the ability to learn your moves, learn your strategies and tactics, and use them against you. When you are looking at this tape, notice how true to life the movements are. Notice the realism, the authenticity of the facial expressions, and notice the details. All of these elements change the consumer's gaming experience, and they are only possible on Dreamcast. Would you please roll football and basketball? I can tell you that retailers believe Sega will recapture market share. We have been on the road for months speaking with the likes of Toys R Us, Walmart, Target, Babbage's, Best Buy, EB, Sears, and KB. And they are all committed to the system. Dreamcast will be in 15,000 to 20,000 storefronts by Christmas this year. In fact, retailers are already responding to the consumer demand for Dreamcast. Our top retailers tell me they expect to sell anywhere from 250,000 to 300,000 Sega Dreamcast units prior to the launch via pre-orders. In comparison, the Sony PlayStation sold only 100,000 units before it shipped in 1995. Retailers are telling me they believe we will have the largest opening weekend in terms of sales this industry has ever seen. And with our planned in-store presence, promotions, and advertising, Dreamcast is on track for the biggest retail launch in North America. I can tell you that consumers can't wait for this system. Already, with the launch still months away, the media and gamers are creating a tremendous buzz for Dreamcast and its games. So far this year, Business Week, Newsweek, USA Today, U.S. News and World Report, and the Los Angeles Times have called Dreamcast the product to watch in 1999, and the gaming books all agree. And the competitors seem to agree that Dreamcast is one to watch. In fact, some of our competitors are already so threatened by Dreamcast, they are rushing to make announcements about their next system. Let me tell you about a quote I read in Business Week magazine last week. These are desperate times at Sony. Dismayed by the warm reception that rival Sega Enterprise is getting from Dreamcast game console, Sony went up with a roadblock on March 2nd. The event had all of the marks of a rush technology announcement. If this were software, the word vaporware might spring to mind. That's a quote in Business Week. Now let me tell you a story about a guy called Nick. I met Nick one Sunday afternoon in San Francisco, where Nick runs a small retail store and does a bit of consulting on the side. After chatting with him, I was very impressed by his business sense. I asked him if he played video games. Turns out he is something of a rare breed. He's a Saturn player. I told him, actually I couldn't wait to tell him, that I was the president of Sega of America, and he asked if he had any, and I asked if he had any advice for us. He certainly did. He gave me a laundry list of comments, suggestions on what he liked and didn't like about video games. Well, I'm a nice guy. As a courtesy, I sent him a thank you letter along with a few of our titles. He wrote back a few days later, and it became clear that Nick probably spends more time playing video games than most of us in this room. And more importantly, when he buys a game, it really means something. Actually, I think it would be best if you heard from Nick himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Nick DeWilde.
Hello, my name is Nick DeWilde. I'm 11 years old, and I met Bernie at a lemonade stand, a high pricey retail shop on Green Divisadero, and which sells pencils and action figures and lemonade and things like that. And I met him, and I gave him some of my suggestions on games. And yesterday he let me take a tour of Sega Studios for me to give him some of my input, and I did. And today I'm here talking to you about some of the things that some kids from my school and I would like to see on Sega. But before I go on, I would like to thank Bernie Stolar for letting me come here and sending me all these games for me to write back on and everything.
Thank you, Nick. That's your ideas. Thank you very much.
And so here are some of my suggestions.
Great.
The first thing is, what's really important about a game is not its graphics, it's the content of the game. And what's great about Dreamcast is it has great content and it has great graphics on the side of that. Also, something is when you play a game and you beat it and you learn all the secrets and you find all the special characters, then the game's pretty much over. You can go up a little level. The bad guys get a little bit smarter, but not really. So, but in Dreamcast, what happens is it learns what you do. So you don't play the same way twice. And I think Dreamcast is going to be a really great system.
Thank you.
But wait, I have one more idea. This is the game that my friends and I thought would be a great game. All right, so you take Croc, Gex, Knights, so on. All these characters have been used once, or maybe in a sequel. And you take them and you use them in an elite team of characters to go on an adventure. And instead of when you meet a bad guy, you throw a punch, poof, they're gone. So it's pretty much that bad guy is gone, he's not coming back. But if you could, once you met the bad guy, turn it into a Virtual Fighter 2 style game, I think that would be a great way to know these characters. And if it worked, you could maybe make a racing game, and you could use those characters for a lot of things.
Great. Nick, thank you.
Thank you.
I can tell you can really learn a lot from someone half your age. Seriously, Nick has articulated what a lot of gamers want. A system that is so real that it is smarter than you. At Sega, we put together the hardware to deliver this experience. But it is up to you, the developers, to deliver on what the gamers of all ages want, and more importantly, never thought possible. I would like to close with a look at the future of video gaming. I would like to present to you what happens when you develop for Dreamcast and you dream big. This is Shamu, a game coming soon to Dreamcast. I want to thank you for your time. I'm sure you have lots of questions, and that's why Sega has made such a large commitment to this show. We have thoroughly staffed our booth with Sega Dreamcast experts who can answer all your technical and product questions. Of course, I will also be on the show floor and look forward to talking to you at that time. We look forward to seeing you at GDC. Enjoy the show and have a great couple of days. Thank you.